Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. I request everyone to kindly mute your phone if you have not, and the video as well, so we can get the class started. Bhagavatam is such a wonderful literature where everything that we need to know is being explained in a very nice story format. If we call people to sit for hours to speak about philosophy, what is Atma, what is Paramatma, what is Moksha, and different types of schools of thoughts, Mukti, what is Mukti? It's just going to be very hard for people to come forward and sit for lectures like that. So the most merciful Lord, through Vedavyas, has given this wonderful literature called Srimad Bhagavatam for people who have no time to learn and understand the philosophy in a story format. So Bhagavatam is fully loaded with wonderful stories and stories within stories within stories. So people are attracted to stories mostly, whether it's a small kid or a young man or an old man or old lady. They all like to hear stories. So Narada Muni, who came to King Prachina Barhisat, I'm just going to recap what we covered in the last class, last Saturday. So those who have missed can know where we are connecting today. This king called Prachina Barhisat is a nice king, but very karma kanda oriented person. Karma kanda oriented person means a person is very much interested in gaining material things, all the material things that's needed for one's life to be very happy, prosperous. So he was doing a lot of pujas, yagyas, homa, prayers, chanting, everything so that he can have a happy life as a king. So Narada Muni arrived and he spoke to this king. The purpose of life is to understand the self and attain God. You've been spending a lot of your time in doing all sort of these karma kanda things. You should be focusing on Atma. And the king said, well, I'm not much aware of things like that. I've been following this for many, many years, this pujas and everything. So if there is anything better than this, could you please explain to me? Because you're all knower, Narada Muni. You know everything. So please advise me give me some good advices where I can learn from you. And Narada Muni said, well, better than giving an advice, let me tell you a story. And he narrated a story of King Puranjana. There was a king called Puranjana, and then he had a friend called Abhignata, and they were traveling different places. And while traveling to the different places, they came to a city. The city is a beautiful city located on the southern side of the Himalayas. And he liked the city very much because the city had 9 gates, entrances, and beautiful park and big walls and surrounded by decorated with nice domes with silver and gold and so forth. And while he was walking around, there was a lady, beautiful lady came And then he got introduced to that lady, and the lady was supported by 11 servants, and the 11 servants have hundreds of wives, each of them. And this lady was protected by a 5-hooded snake, serpent. Then they got introduced, they liked each other, they got married. They decided to get married. Avijnata, their friend, at that point said goodbye to his friend and departed. And the days passed. The king also went for hunting, and he came back, and the wife was upset. And after this, they again got along, and they got many, many children. And days passed, months passed, years passed, and Puranjana was getting older. As he was getting older, and the king from the various part, they came to attack the city of Puranjana, and then they defeated and then killed many, many people. Everyone was destroyed, and also they dragged Puranjana, and Puranjana also left his body. He died. After he was dead, while he was dying, he was remembering his wife Puranjani. Therefore, in the next lifetime, he got a body of a woman. And here, her name was Vaidarbi, because she was daughter of King Vidarbha king. And then he got married to a nice person who was a very, very devoted person. And then days was passing, they had children, many children, grandchildren. Life was going very nicely and smoothly. And this person, her husband, Malayadwaja, was retiring, decided to retire from his family, retired from his administration as a king. Then with his wife, he went to the forest. And in the forest, they were doing austerity, and Malayadwaja was thinking about God, meditation and yoga. Everything was done. And finally, he left his body. After his blood left his body, Vaidarbi then was alone, helpless situation. She was crying and weeping and crying and thinking of her pathetic situation where she didn't have anyone else who can protect her. Her beloved husband was dead. So she was crying. At that point of time, a Brahmana came. The Brahmana came and he asked Vaidarbi, who are you? Why are you crying? What's happening? What is all this thing? And then she said, I'm Vaidarbi. And then he said, do you recognize me? The Brahmana said, do you recognize me? I'm your good old friend. And we used to be together all the time. And situation happened in such a way that you decided to pursue your life, getting married and pursue with your life. And I moved on. And you're not Vaidarbi. Of course, you're Vaidarbi this lifetime. But in the previous life, you are King Puranjana. I was your friend, Avijnata. Do you remember me? And then at that point of time, Vaidarbi could recollect. And he said, I warned you, I told you, don't get too attached to the things. And now at least think about God and attain His lotus feet. Live happily with God. And there ends the story. And this is where we stopped on last Saturday class. Now after the story was narrated to Prachina Barhasip, now Narada Muni said, did you get the answer? Or are you okay with the story I told you? And the king said, nothing makes sense to me. The story is very nice. I like the story. Very interesting story. The climax was a little sad, but it's a nice story. But I didn't get anything out of it. I'm not sure I understood the story. So could you please explain to me the purport, the inner meaning of the story, so I can learn something out of it? Now Narada Muni said, well, here we go. Then he started explaining the inner meaning of the story. Puranjana, King Puranjana was, the meaning of King Puranjana is Jana, a person who lives in a place, different place. every time. So that person's name is called Puranjana. Here, Puranjana is none other than a living entity, Atma. So Atma now is a name has been given to that Atma as Puranjana. Avijñāta, Vijñāta means knower. Vijñāta means knower, who can be known. It's called Vijñāta. Avijñāta means a person who cannot be known. So that Avijñāta is none other than Paramatma within all of us. So there are two Atmas. One is Jivatma, another one is Paramatma. So Jivatma and Paramatma stay together in the place. They reside in the heart of the human, of the body. But Paramatma, even though is residing within us, cannot be known easily. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishtaha. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishtaha means I reside in everyone's heart. Also he says in Bhagavad Gita that Ishvara sarvabhutana hriddeshu Arjuna tishtati. Arjuna, I reside in everyone's heart. So these are the statements we can learn from Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna clearly says, I am the Paramatma, resides in everyone's heart. But name viduhu suraganaha prabhavantam na maharashayah. It said that nor the rishis, nor the maharishis, nor the devatas, none of them really understands me. So therefore his name is Avijñāta. Avijñāta means one who cannot be known easily. So his friend Paramatma, the Atma and Paramatma, that is Puranjana and Avijñāta, they were traveling together, and Puranjana was trying to find a place to reside. Is on the southern side of the Himalayas, and that place, southern side of the Himalaya, is called Karma. This place is called Karma Bhumi. Karma Bhumi means a place. Bhumi means a place, a residing place where karma can be performed. A place where people can exhaust their karma. The Atma come into the Karma Bhumi. The Karma Bhumi is the place where one can exercise the karma or exhaust their karma that they've collected, the prarabdha karma, finish that prarabdha karma. Some people work on finishing the prarabdha karma, whereas some people work on accumulating more karma. Therefore, this place is called Karma Bhumi. This place is not called India. This place is not called St. Louis, United States of America. In general, whether you live in China or whether you live in America, whether you live in India or whichever part of the world, or whether you live in earth or in Swarga or in Brahmaloka, doesn't really matter. This is all called Karma Bhumi. Because including us, including the Devatas, everyone come here so that we can exhaust, finish, drain our karma. That is why this place is called Karma Bhumi. Okay? And while Avijñāta and Puranjana were coming to this place of southern area of Himalayas, they see a beautiful city. This very beautiful, attractive city has 9 entrances, 9 gates. This place, Navadvara Pattanam. This Navadvara Pattanam is nothing but the body. The human body is called Navadvara Pattanam. Navadvara Pattanam means, you see, human body has 9 holes. 9 holes with 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, and 2 ears, and 1 mouth. And there is a Mala Jala Dwara to eliminate the waste. Water and other things can be eliminated. So these are altogether 9 holes in our body. Another word is called the gates of the body. And in this, the 7 are on the surface. The 7 entrances on the surface. Then you can see here, ears, eyes, nose, and mouth. So we can see all this thing on the surface. And Mala and Jala Dwara are on the subterranean, on the lower part of the body, Mala Jala. So these gates are located on southern side, eastern side, western side, and northern side. So the city is so very attractive, so very nice. Right? The Atma, Puranjana, decides to reside in this city, and city of 9 gates. and that is nothing but the body. So in Mahabharata also, there's a beautiful question that's been asked by Yaksha Praksha, where the Yaksha is asking Yudhishthira Maharaj that what is the most amazing thing that you can think of? The amazing thing is that you cage a bird. You have a beautiful bird. Put a bird into the cage and then open the gate of the cage. What do you expect to happen? Well, the answer is very obvious. The beautiful bird within the cage, when it sees the gate is open, it has to come out, escape, and it has to fly away if the gate is open. If the gate is not open, it's stuck inside. But it's quite interesting to know that there are 9 gates, open gate in the body. But the Atma is not willing to get out. The Atma, even though the gates are open through my eyes, through my nose, through my ears, every gate is open. But the Atma which is residing inside, is the bird called Atma, is not flying out. That is simply because of the attachment to the body. Due to the attachment of the body, this Atma doesn't want to get out of the body. And so that the king Puranjana is saying, such a wonderful city. And while he was there, then he got to meet 2 blind people. And he got associated with these blind people. He liked these blind people. And who are they? The blind people can do all the work, but they cannot see. And they are nothing but our hands and legs. Hands and legs can work physically, but they cannot see anything, right? So those are the 2 friends he made with these people. And the city was surrounded by beautiful walls, tall walls, parks, towers, canals, windows, outlets, and it's been decorated with domes of gold and silver and iron. That is nothing but the walls are our skin. The skin that we see, the skin, we might be thinking, I am black in color, and this person is white in color. This person has a shiny skin. This person has a rough skin, right? We think about all these skins and we become more skin-oriented, right? But this is called walls of the body. All we have to do is just tear off a 0.001 millimeter of the skin. And what you see inside, behind the skin, the fair skin or a dark skin or a yellow skin, all you see the same stuff. Is blood, flesh, bones, mucus, urine, stool. It's all the same stuff inside. But it's nicely covered with this wall, and we get attracted to this wall, saying, oh, this is a fair skin lady. Oh, it's a dark skin. I don't like this dark skin. So therefore, this wall was there protecting this city. And the parts are nothing but a hair. We have hair, right? Some city might have park, some city might not have park. Doesn't really matter. Park is park. The nose and the head are the towers. And then different wrinkles and depressions within our body are the trenches and canals. The eyes are the windows, right? The eyelids are the protective gates. And the domes, which is made of gold, silver, and iron, are nothing but the 3 modes: mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. And the city is made of beautiful floors, which is made of sapphire, crystals, golds, pearls, and emerald, and so forth. This is nothing but the heart of the capital, which has a lot of desires, material desires. The material desires are like this different stones, valuable stones, sapphire, gold, and diamonds. And also the city has the assembly house. This assembly house is the heart of everyone. It has the outskirts with beautiful trees and creepers and nice lake and birds and bees and chanting, humming very beautifully. And these are all nothing but the favorable condition around our body. Around our body, whatever we see, we put the heater on when it's winter, we put the AC on when it's summer, and all our favorable things around us Those are the beautiful trees and creepers and bees going around making sounds and birds making nice sounds, humming sounds, and so forth. While the king was wandering, we saw that he came across a beautiful lady, very attractive, beautiful lady. And that lady's name was Puranjani. And this lady, this woman, is none other than Buddhi, intelligence. The Buddhi. Right? The Buddhi, the intelligence, is now protected by the five-hooded serpent. Five-hooded serpent. And also followed by 11 servants. 11 servants. So these 11 servants, or 5 are karma indriyas and 5 are jnana indriyas. Karma indriya, jnana indriya. That's the eye, ear, nose, tongue, skin, respectively, and shabda, rupa, gandha, rasa, sparsha, all those different senses, right? These all together are the 10 senses, jnana indriya, karma indriya, and they all the 10 servants of this lady. These 10 servants have a chief, like a head, who can control these senses. And that chief is none other than mind, the mind. So the mind with 10 servants, jnana indriya and karma indriya, are the servants of this buddhi, the buddhi. Now the question comes, what about that snake with 5 heads, right? The 5 heads. And that is nothing but the prana, apana, vyana, samana, udhana. These are the 5 air that within the human body. This prana, this 5 air, if it is not there, then one has to leave the body. One has to depart the body. And if the 5 airs are not balanced properly, that is when a person becomes sick. If the whole yoga system is somehow to balance these 5 elements. Even Ayurveda, they focus on these 5 elements so that our eating habits are balanced very well. We don't eat too spicy. If we read Bhagavad Gita, in the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says this topic will. So this the 5 airs should be balanced very nicely. One should not sleep too much. One should not sleep less. One should not eat too much. One should not eat less. One should not over-exercise. One should not stop doing exercise. Everything has to be balanced. And that's all going to affect the prana vayu that we have within ourselves. And this woman was covering her body. And Puranjana was inquiring to this woman, this lady, who are you? Where are you coming from? Where are you going? Where are you heading? So these questions are in Vedanta Sutra in one statement called Atato Brahma Jignasa. The Vedanta Sutra says Atato Brahma Jignasa means that now that you've taken this human body, it is time for you to question, inquire the basic questions. Why am I here? What am I supposed to do? Where am I heading to? These 3 questions is an important questions that every single human being should ask. Who are you? Not that I am Lal Gopal Das. Not where are you coming from? Well, I am coming from India. I am coming from my home. That's not the answer. Where are you heading to? Well, I'm heading to my house. My job is done. I'm heading home. Well, these questions answer my vary, but then the answer, which is common to everyone, is who are we? We are Atma. What are we doing here? We are all trying to complete our karma. Where are we heading? We are all heading towards the Supreme Lord, Moksha. So this answer is common to every single person. So Puranjana was asking the intelligence, the Atma should ask the intelligence, Buddhi, these questions. If these questions are not asked, then the intelligence is not being used properly. If these questions are not asked, the intelligence are not asked properly. Now, after these things, the lady said, I don't know who I am. I'm here, but you look very handsome. You look very handsome, well built. I like to marry you. And Puranjana said, well, me too. You're so attractive. Can we make a family? And they both agreed. The Puranjana and Puranjani was ready to get married. At that point of time, Abhijnata said, my dear friend, Puranjana, now that you found your life, you're happy, I'm going to leave now. And then remember, be careful. Things might be very attractive, but don't get caught with these things. Don't forget the goal of your life. And if at all needed, call me. I'll be there to help you. So Abhijnata left. Abhijnata left, he went. Then after that, the life was going very smooth, very nice. One point of time, the king decided to go for hunting. He left his wife and he went for hunting. He got into the chariot. The chariot had 5 horses. The chariot had wheels in it. It has a flag. It has the reins to hold. And he was going on to the hunting. And this is nothing but the people that usually the living entity gets into the dreaming state. They start dreaming. People not only dream when you're sleeping, people also do a daydreaming, right? Daydreaming. So this is what is explained in this particular part of the section where the Atma start dreaming many things. And these 5 horses are the 5 senses, right? And also the king was holding on to 2 weapons, and the 2 weapons that he was carrying are the Ahankara and Mamakara. The 2 weapons that he was carrying are Ahankara and Mamakara. Ahankara means false ego, that I am, I. And Mamakara means these things belongs to me. And these are the 2 dangerous weapons that usually we all carry. And this can explode any time, causing danger to the chariot that we are in. The chariot is the body. And now we have to, this is the dream state. So we are getting into another example here. The 9 gates of the city is also the body. Now the king is dreaming. He is as if he's in a chariot. And the chariot is the body. And the chariot has 2 weapons. These 2 weapons are Ahankara and Mamakara. Ahankara is I. Mamakara is mine. As long as we have this explosive weapon with us, there is possibility at any given time it's going to damage and burst out this body. In other words, the Atma itself. And then the chariot also has 2 wheels. The 2 wheels to move forward. And the 2 wheels, one wheel is sinful life, another one is pious life. The chariot of the body has 2 wheels. One wheel is a sinful life, papa karma, whereas the punya karma, the religious activities. And this chariot has the flag, the 3 flags. And the 3 flags is nothing but the 3 modes. And the Puranjana was sitting on a chariot seat, that is the heart. And the reins, the rope to hold is the mind. So the king was going on this journey. When he came back, he got tired, and when he came back, his wife was upset and very, very angry that the king left him and went. That is nothing but the buddhi thinks that, why are you daydreaming? Why are you dreaming when I am here? Why you get carried away? That is the meaning of when the wife gets upset. The buddhi is not happy that Atma is not listening to the intelligence, rather carried away by many other things. While the life was going very nicely with Puranjana and Puranjani, then they had many, many children, hundreds and thousands of children and daughters and grandchildren, great-grandchildren. Life was going very nicely. But we may be happy in our life, but there are other entities may not be happy. They were waiting for the opportunity to attack us, right? So here, a Gandharva king called Chandavega. Chandavega, with powerful soldiers, 360 soldiers he had. These 360 soldiers, 108 soldiers were in black dress, black colored. They dressed up in black color, whereas Another 180 soldiers were dressed up in white color. They were wandering all over the world, trying to capture people, capture the city, capture the country. Right? They were going around in different places. Now this Chanda Vega means none other than the time, Kala, Chanda Vega means time which moves fast. Right? So time moves fast in everyone's life. And what about the soldiers, 360 soldiers, white in color and black in color? In a year, there are 360 days. And that is divided into day and night. So a year, 360 days, daytime and nighttime, that makes us 360 days. Chandavega has its soldiers. That means time runs fast, day and night. Many of us may be thinking about our life. Think about it. It just runs fast. We may be thinking we just came into this place just now. As just days flew like anything. Just now I started. I went to school. I went to college. I got married. Now I have children. Now I am retiring. Now I have grandchildren. My goodness, I can't even imagine how days went off. Chandavega is a time which just takes away everything. You know? As Chandavega was going through many, many places, all different places, and then he came across this city of Puranjana. The Puranjana city, he thought, wow, this is a wonderful city. Let me take over, defeat the city. Before that, he came across a beautiful woman. There was another woman who was wandering in different places, trying to find a suitable husband. Her name was Kalakanya. Kalakanya was going to different places and tried to find a suitable husband, but no one wants to marry her. Interesting. No one wants to marry her. And this Kalakanya is none other than Jara. Jara means old age. So now you can think, who wants to get married to old age? No one would want to become old, right? People are somehow or the other trying to keep themselves young by going to gym, by putting all the cosmetics around the wrinkles, around the eyes, and so many different cosmetics, so many things they're trying. Plastic surgery, cosmetic plastic surgery, so that they appear younger. Therefore, it's very obvious no one wants to get married to Kalakanya. Kalakanya is none other than Jara. Jara means old age. No one accepted. But she came to Narada Muni, and Narada Muni also refused. Hare Krishna, please go. So Narada Muni also refused to get married to Kalakanya, which means Narada Muni was very strong in his spiritual practices. He is not affected by the old age. He is beyond the old age. Beyond the old age. Therefore, he was able to send off the Kalakanya, the old age. Now she was wandering and coming to different places, and then she came and met with a person, Yavana Raja. This Yavana Raja is another word called Mrityu Devata. Mrityu Devata. So Mrityu Devata. So she came and asked Mrityu Devata, would you please marry me? I'm not finding a suitable husband. Will you marry me? And the Mrityu Devata said, well, I cannot marry you. I'm sorry, I cannot marry you. But we all can do a program together. You, I, and I have my brother, Prajvara, and I have my soldiers. We all together capture this king, Puranjana city. Would you like to do that? In that way, we have a lot of countries around us. We occupy many places. And Kalakanya said, well, I like this program, this project. Let's move on. So the Mrityu Devata said he had one of his brother called Prajvara and another soldiers, powerful soldiers. That means old age, along with the Mrityu, along with the time, Chandavega, and the two people are Prajvara, and then the soldiers are the Manovyadi and Sharira Vyadi. Manovyadi and Sharira Vyadi. Manovadi, Sharira Vyadi means the way that people get disease are two ways. One is due to mano. Mano means mind. Mental disease. Mental disease, not necessarily this person has to be admitted in a mental hospital. Psychiatric, what to see a psychiatric. Even a common person can go through mental disturbances in life. Absolutely a normal person, healthy, physically healthy, everything is fine. You can't even identify. This person goes through mental torture because someone did not respect this person. They go through a torture. So manovyadi, or some person start thinking about, I've done so much in my life, but no one respects me. Look at my situation now. I was like this in my life. Now look at me. I'm too old. No one wants me. I'm being rejected. Manovyadi. People get depressed. Or Sharira Vyadi. Sharira Vadi is no need to be explained. Sharira Vadi is disease of the body. Virus. Cancer. Many such things. Accident. Right? All the different Manovyadi and Sharira Vyadi. So Mrityu Devata said, I have two powerful people. One is this one, Manovyadi. Another one is Sharira Vyadi. And you, Kalakanya, old age, with the time, we all can go and attack the city of Puranjana. Are you ready? And what a wonderful team, right? This team cannot be broken, right? When we all form a team, we have difference of opinion. We don't cooperate with one another. We fight with each other and we form a new group. And that divides another group. But then when it comes to this program, the program between Kala Devata, Mrityu Devata, Dharma Devata, and then the mind, when the Kala Kanya, the old age, when they all get together, no one can break this team. This team is so very strong. No one can do anything. Now, they all decided, let's go. And the Kala Kanya got ready and they entered the city of Puranjana. And they started attacking the city. They entered into different gates. How many gates? 9 gates. And problems comes, 9 gates. I'm not able to see properly. I need a glass. I'm not able to hear properly. I'm not able to eat certain things. I'm not feeling taste of certain things. And breathing problem. Some people have a problem of motion and urinating. Right? All the gates are getting affected. When the death comes, when the time comes, everything under attack. All the gates are under attack. Kalakanya came, and then she, 1 second. And she started attacking, embracing Puranjana. She went and embraced Puranjana. Puranjana did not want this lady, which is old age, but whether you like it or you don't like it, we all have to embrace Kalakanya. In our Kalakanya is old age. We may be healthy now, saying that I'm just in my 30s, I'm just in 20s, but eventually everyone will get embraced by Kalakanya, the old age. So we have to be prepared for that one. If not today, one fine day. So as soon as Kalakanya started embracing, and also there was a fight going on outside this one, the soldiers were attacking the citizens, the soldiers were attacking the children and grandchildren of Puranjana, and the snake, the 500 snake was getting attacked, even the mind was getting attacked, everyone were attacking. Prajvara is one of the soldiers that we saw, is nothing but at the time of death, the temperature goes high. At the time of death, the temperature goes high. Jwara. He attacks the body of human by increasing the temperature, or also called Vishnu Jwara and Prajwara. So these are different ways that a person get attacked in different ways. But Puranjana was being dragged by Mrityu Devata outside the city. He is just being pulled from the city. And we also saw what city means, the body. Atma is residing in the body. When the time comes to leave the body, the Mrityu Devata pulls the Atma out of the body. At the point of time, the Atma will remember what all it did with this body. Oh my God, I'm going to die now. I'm leaving this body. What will happen? My beloved wife, my children, all my dogs and cats, my so and so. I have to leave everything. What's going to happen? So this Atma is crying and crying and crying and leaving forcefully. Doesn't want to leave, but being forced out of this body, dragged out, and they've been arrested by this body, by this Yavanas, everyone. And in this way, the Atma leaves the body. Puranjana is dead. And Puranjana is dead. Now what happens? Immediately, he takes another body. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam prajatyante kalevaram tam tam ivaiti konteya tadadat bhava bhavitaha. It is said in Bhagavad Gita that whatever we remember at time of death, and that is the state one attains. If I think of my dog while I'm dying, who's going to take care of my dog? Who's going to take care of my dog? And then in next lifetime, we'll be born we'll get a body of a dog. Krishna says this one. Therefore, Puranjana was very much thinking about his wife while he was dying, constantly thinking of his wife, how beautiful my wife was, how wonderful she takes care of me, how nice friend she was. She always advises me. I cannot live without her. Now that I'm leaving her, what's going to happen to her? So he was constantly thinking about his wife while he was dying. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tvajatyante kalevaram. Kalevaram means this body. Tvajate means leaving. Ante kale smaran muktva. That means whatever we think at the time of death, that is what we attain. Since he was thinking about his wife at the time of death, he got a body of a woman. Now he is being born as a daughter of King Vidarbha. And she got a name, Vaidarbi. Now she is being brought up very nicely. And Vaidarbi totally forgot. Vaidarbi does not remember in her previous life she was Puranjana. Now she only knows she is Vaidarbi. And now she came to an age where she need to get married. Her father, King Vidarbha, was trying to find a suitable husband. And he found a king, a Pandu country king, whose name was Malayadwaja. He was a very, very nice person, very devoted to God, very religious, following everything, Krishna Bhakti. So this Vaidarbi got married to Malayadwaja. Now, who is this Malayadwaja? For our analogy that we are trying to understand here, Malayadwaja represents a guru. A Atma who wanders into this world, when he comes in contact with a guru, that when he is fortunate. To get a guru, a right guru, one should be very, very fortunate. And Vaidarbi got the connection of the guru. Why? The gurus are much more greater than the parents, because parents gives shariram. Parents give shariram means parents give this body, and their duty is done. Whereas the guru gives the knowledge. Parents gives the sharira, and guru gives the jnana. Therefore, more than one who gives the body, the one who gives the knowledge is considered to be greater than the parents. Why? Because with this knowledge, we can develop bhakti, develop proper knowledge, so that we don't need to come back again into this world as a children of someone else. Therefore, Malayadwaja represents as a guru. Vaidarbi got connected, that is, Atma get connected to a guru. And the life was going on very nicely. Malayadwaja and his wife Vaidarbi had children, 7 children. These 7 children or representing as hearing, chanting, remembering, offering worship, offering prayers, rendering services, and rendering service to the lotus feet. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. These are the 9 processes. So these children represent the 9 process of bhakti. 9 process of bhakti. So one has to take at least one of these process and strengthen their practice. One can be attracted to hearing, they can strengthen that. One can be attracted to a chanting of God's name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One can chant the name of God like that. Now, King Maledwaja decided to retire in his life. And his wife Vaidarbi joined him. They went to a forest. They went to a place. Kulachala, a place called Kulachala. Kulachala, that's where they went. And the King Maledwaja were very much focusing inward. Meditation on Paramatma. And his wife Vaidarbi was serving his husband very nicely. She was not thinking about herself or needs. She was only serving her husband. And suddenly, one day, while she was massaging her husband's feet, she could feel the feet was very cold. It was very cold. And there was no much of movements and actions. And she went closer to husband and kept her hand near the nostrils. There's no breathe. Nothing was coming out. She tried to wake him up. No, he was not waking up. She tried to scream and call the husband. No response. Then she understood her husband passed away. Then she started crying and weeping and hitting her chest, hitting her head, and she couldn't control herself. She don't know what to do because she was completely dependent on her husband. Without her husband, she could not do anything. Now husband is gone. What am I going to do in this forest, in this place? What am I going to do? Who's going to take care of me? It doesn't matter whether taking care of me or not, but my beloved husband is gone. What am I going to do? So while she was weeping and crying and hitting herself on the ground, on her chest, on her forehead, a Brahmana came at that time. The Brahmana appeared. He was asking to this lady, Vaidarbi, my dear friend, do you know me? And she was crying and she wiped off her eyes like this and barely she could see, and she started seeing a Brahmana was standing right there. And she said, no, I don't know who you are. I couldn't recognize you. Who are you, sir? Well, I'm your friend. I haven't seen you for many years. Maybe that's why you don't recognize me. You know what? You've been thinking that you're Vaidarbi, but actually you're not Vaidarbi. She was thinking, what? Then who am I? Well, in your previous life, you are King Puranjana. How do you know that? Who are you, sir? Avijñata. I am that Avijñata. Because of your attachment to your wife, attachment to your children, attachment to many objects that you possessed, you're forced to take birth again, go through many life. And in this life, you got this body of a woman as Vaidarbi, and you're again getting attached to the things. And again, you're going to suffer. And this is exactly what I told you before leaving you. Be careful. don't miss out the purpose of your life, goal of your life. You all came, the Atma comes into the karma bhumi not to enjoy, but to get out of this karma bhumi. Karma bhumi. So we have to do actions. You have to do actions. You have to do karma in such a way it does not create further karma. But what you are doing, my dear friend, is creating more karma. God has created this entire universe, this world, and given you the body, not that you have to enjoy more and get entangled into the karma, again repeated birth and death, but God has given you this body and use this body in the service of God so that you don't accumulate any more karma and get rid of all the karma and attain God. But what's happening is reverse of everything. You're further getting entangled into the 9 gates of the city. And you've been influenced by the buddhi, intelligence, which was your wife. The wife intelligence, rather than directing in the right way, it was directing in the wrong way. But somehow or the other, you got the association of a guru, in this case, your husband. Because of that, you should realize now that you're not the body, you're the Atma. And you have to get connected to the Paramatma. And you left that Paramatma unattended. And therefore, I, Paramatma, have come here to remind you the purpose of your life. Now dedicate yourself more in devotional service, in bhakti, and you can attain me. And you never have to take birth again and suffer like this. And this is the meaning of this story. When Narada Muni said this one, the king was little stunned. And the king asked, in which Purana the story is from? He is an intelligent person. He asked, in which Purana this story is from? Could you please tell me, Narada? Well, don't go and look in Bhagavatam what I said. You won't find this verse. I'm just making it more dramatic here. Now, Narada Muni said, well, the Puranjana that I said, actually it's you. You are Puranjana. It's an allegory that I wanted you to understand your position, where you stand. The Puranjana and you are non-different. And if you continue your life like this, without making use of your life in a proper way, then you will also end up taking many, many lives, and suffer again and again. The living entity acts in a gross body in this life because of mamakara and ahankara. One should give up this mamakara and ahankara. Yata trina jalikeyam napayati apayati che na tyajen mriyamanopi prag dehabimatmin janaha. Like a caterpillar. You see the caterpillar when it wants to go from one leaf to another leaf, what it does is carefully moves its upper part and places its first foot into that and slowly relieves the next part of the body. It changes from one leaf to another leaf. Therefore, like that, the Atma leaves one body to another body, carrying on the vasanas, carrying on the karmas, carrying on certain senses, and repeat things again and again and again and again. For one reason, to enjoy the sense gratification. They try to gratify their senses by continuously trying to do this one. This is the program that goes on. Therefore, yatra bhagavata rajan sadavo visadhasayah Bhavat Gunanu Katana Shravana Vyagra Chetasaha. Shravana Vyagra Chetasaha. Therefore, my dear king, you should be in the association of saintly people and chant the name of God and hear the stories of God, pastimes of God. In this way, your consciousness become purified and you'll become more detached to the material thing and get attached to the lotus feet of Krishna. When Prachina Bharashit heard this from Narada Muni, then he became more realized. Then immediately he called for a meeting. He gave his responsibility to his ministers and children and everyone, and he departed. He left and went fully into meditation, in the meditation of Krishna. So we can see from many of the stories, the kings who had a wonderful life, they also go into retirement program. So we learn from them what is to retire. So we, being in America, or being whether maybe America or India, wherever we are, we may not try to find a forest and go there. But whether you go to the forest or whether you stay home, one has to be in God consciousness. So one has to get prepared for the retirement, retiring from material things. As we get older and older and older, we should try to minimize our attachment to material things and focus mostly on the spiritual things. Things will move on without us. There is no need for us to worry about it. Things will move on. We are not holding the entire world. If we are not there, nothing will happen. It's a false idea. Things will happen. So what we need to do is, we have done our karma. Now let me fully focus in God. And if I can help others to also focus in God, let me do that one. And that is what one needs to practice. That is what one needs to do. Because life is short. And this story is not only for that king. We all know this. This is the story, Puranjana. We are Puranjanas. Each one of us are Puranjana. We are in the city of 9 gates. We get bewildered because our intelligence are not tuned properly. It controls us. And because the intelligence is not spiritually trained, therefore the mind wanders. Because the mind is not under control, the senses are going everywhere. Eye want to see something, mouth want to taste something, ear wants to hear something. So we've been pulled in all different directions. We have to bring everything to one place. And that is only possible, easily possible, by taking up bhakti in our life. Unless and until we take bhakti seriously, we cannot control our senses. Therefore, the senses can be engaged in the service of God. The mouth can chant the name of God. The ears can hear the stories and pastimes of God. The eyes can see the beautiful form of the God. The nose can smell the tulasi leaves and nice fragrance of the Lord. The hands can touch the beautiful form of the Lord. The mouth can taste the prasadam, nothing else. So in this way, one can perfect themselves in devotional service. So after saying this, Narada departed, and the king also went into the forest and finally perfected himself, his life, and he also returned back to Vaikuntha. That ends the story of Puranjana Upakyanam. And after this, the Prachetas, the children of Bhargashit, started ruling over the kingdom. How they did, what they did, is the last 2 chapters of this 4th canto. And after this, we will start, from next Saturday, we will start Canto 5. Canto 5 is another beautiful, beautiful canto, where we'll see many, many nice stories coming up. So please do come again next Saturday to enjoy these beautiful stories from Srimad Bhagavatam. And importantly, we take this into our heart and apply in our life. Take this seriously in our life, not just hear as a story. So at this point of time, I would like to stop here and open up for any questions or any discussions or any sharings of your own realization. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Thank you. Anyone wants to share something? Is anything not clear in the allegory, the story? There are more details to the story. I skipped quite a bit of the details. And those who are interested can please refer to Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, Puranjana Pakhyana. There are 4 or 5 chapters. You can read. There are more details to it with names of many, many things. I just went through in a shorter form. That's all. But the message is what is important for us. What in case at the time of death we remember our spiritual master? What do we do? Well, there are 2 things here. It depends if the spiritual master is still present in this bhumi, karma bhumi. If the spiritual master is not present, then we'll attain the lotus feet of the spiritual master. The spiritual masters obviously will be with Krishna. Therefore, we end up being with Krishna, serving the spiritual master over there. The second part is, what in case we leave before our spiritual master? We still go back to Krishna and eagerly prepare ourselves to receive our spiritual master, to serve the spiritual master over there. Does that answer the question? Your question? So I'm thinking the idea of this question is the second part rather than the first part. First part is clear. Spiritual master is already departed, so I'm going serving spiritual master in the spiritual world. The second part is, if the spiritual master is alive, I think that's where the question comes. What if I die before I leave the body? Not that I again come and then start serving the spiritual master over here, because spiritual master is going to go leave any time, right? So idea is not to stay here. Eventually, every one of us want to go back to Krishna, not to be here and keep on doing things what we are doing here, right? So we want to go back. Therefore, we go back there and wait for the spiritual master, making all preparation for him to come for us to serve him personally over there. Any other questions? Well, if there is no other questions, I really thank you all very much for joining today's session, and please do join next so we can enter into Canto 5. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend, safe weekend. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Audio on or closed?
Enjoy on.
नहीं जो तुम जो
जो वीडियो भी था
इसका ही था
Hare
Krishna.